Okay, so one of the last videos we've got here is we're going to be drafting pirates. So far we've got dinosaurs, vampires, merfolk, and the last main one is going to be pirates. I'll probably do one more video on kind of just drafting the way I would draft. So I'm kind of looking at this and seeing what's available, what's not available. So be on the lookout for that. But this one, I'm going to be very focused on pirates. And looking at these cards, kind of reading through, you got this brackish blunder. We saw this last time with Merfolk. Really sweet interactive spell. Adaptive automation, also really sweet because it can go into anything. And then the first pirate we see is Reckless Lackey. So 1 mana, 1 attack, 2 defense. First strike, it's going to deal damage first. Gets to attack instantly because it's haste. Then you can sacrifice it to draw a card and create treasure. It's like a good common card, like not first pick at all. So I'm just kind of looking at something else. And then I see Direfleet Captain. Direfleet Captain attacks. It gets +1 attack, +1 defense until the end of turn for each other attacking pirate. So it definitely cares a lot about how many pirates you got out there. Awesome pirate card. But even crazier than that, like if I'm going down the pirates route, Fiery Cannonade is amazing. Fiery Cannonade deals 2 damage to each non-pirate creature. So it's going to deal a lot of damage to everyone else's stuff except for my own. So I think in terms of, I know I'm going pirates and I'm going to destroy, I think it's going to be between Direfleet Captain and Fiery Cannonade. In this case, I'm going to take Direfleet Captain because I think it's a more streamlined, this is what I want to do, versus Fiery Cannonade. I'm really excited to see if that comes back. So Direfleet Captain is going to be my pick. Dismember is also an incredible card. We can talk about incredible cards like that all day long. But Direfleet Captain is going to be my first pick because I'm going pirates. All right, kind of look at the next pick. I'm in red-black pirates right now. And so red-black, I'm not quite seeing anything going on too crazy for red-black pirates. This is also another part of the Spectral Sailor. So I can look at that. It's a great one mana pirate, and that's actually the only pirate I'm seeing here. So I think I might just stick with that. Pirates also care a lot about vehicles and equipment. So let's take a look at the vehicles and equipment. So whenever Magmatic Galleon enters the battlefield, it deals 5 damage to target creature and opponent control. So for 5 mana, it's going to deal 5 damage to a creature. Then there's just a 5 attack, 5 defense ship sitting there waiting for a crew to come along. And that's what you see that crew 2 there is. You need a crew of at least 2 attack worth. So this Direfleet Captain would fulfill that in order to make it a ship of 5 attack, 5 defense. And then whenever one or more creatures or opponent control are dealt excess combat damage, create a treasure token. I think Magmatic Galleon's great. It's my boat, it's my ship, it's what my pirates want. I think exactly what I'm going to take. So now let's look at the rest of what we've got going on here. So pirates care a lot about treasures, or they care about a lot. This is really interesting. It gives my creatures +1/+1, my pirates +1/+1. Faithless Looting is just a good draw 2 and then discard 2. And that's pretty solid. It might be that this is a bit expensive for pirates. I'm kind of just looking around, seeing what's available to me. So Verdant Catacombs is going to get me black, and that just might be the card I take because it can get me a black, and maybe that black turns into a dual land that turns into red as well. I think Verdant Catacombs for now is going to be the pick because of dual colors I can pick up. I can also pick up the other colors I need, like red. So I'm going to take that Verdant Catacomb in hopes that there are more spells and lands. All right, so I see this Goblin Pirate here. This is now blue-red. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, you may sacrifice an artifact. So this cares about how many spells am I playing in one turn. So it's the second one. I can sacrifice an artifact. Right now I've only got one. It's my giant ship, so not sure if I want to do that. But if I do, I flip a coin. Okay, 50-50. If I win the flip, I get to copy the second spell. There's a lot going on here. If I don't call that correctly, then breaches deals damage equal to the spell's value. Oh, interesting. So this cares a lot about casting multiple spells. Ooh, interesting. And it's a solid pirate. And then I would pay 2 life and search my library for 1 card and put the card on top of my library for Vampiric Tutor. I think I think I'll stick with the pirate for now. I think that's a really cool pirate card. I don't really see anything else that's really worth 100% taking. So I think Breaches is going to come and make its way over here with me. Um, and now let's talk. So um, I don't see. I see a really. Oh, here's a sword, a glaive of the guild pack, and it gets +1/+0 for each gate I control. So I need to find some gates. Like here's a gate here, but it adds red and green. I don't really care too much about red and green. Oh, but here's an excellent pirate for me right now. At the beginning of my end step, if a permanent card was put into my graveyard from anywhere, create a treasure token. Exactly the kind of stuff I want to be doing. I want to be sending stuff to my graveyard. I want to be playing multiple spells in a turn. And now we're kind of just like, oh, here's another pirate. It's a 5 cost pirate, so we're getting up there. +1/+1 for each artifact. Oh, that's great because my Enterprising Scallywag creates treasures. Um, and let's see, my Galleon is an artifact. Then I can pay for and create a treasure token. Not bad. Okay, so I think I might take that because being able to be rewarded for playing as many artifacts as I can is great. Oh, there's that fiery cannonade. It came back. 100% going to take that. That is a great card for me. Now we're kind of just looking around. When you cast your second spell, draw a card. That goes really well with Breaches that cares a lot about casting second spells. Additionally, Navigation Orb is an artifact and you sacrifice it to go look for lands from your deck. I might need that in the Swiftfoot Boots gives something hexproof and haste. I might need that as well. So I'm kind of twisted up between Swiftfoot Boosts, the Yorien, and so I think in all of this, I think the Yorien goes really well with Breaches, and they both care about casting two or more spells a turn. So I think I'll take that, even though it's not a pirate. And then now, kind of looking at the landscape of things, I think what I would like to do is this is a dinosaur dragon. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. If you exile a land card this way, create a 3/1 dinosaur. That's great. That's not quite what I'm really going after. And then this allows me to manipulate the top card of my deck. Oh, that's really interesting. I like manipulating the top card of my deck. It's kind of like what pirates do is manipulate. Um, but my pirates are a little weak, and so maybe it would be helpful to make them stronger with Icon of Ancestry, and it's an artifact. So I think that's what we'll do to make my pirates a little bit stronger. And then here, there's nothing too crazy that we're looking. This Cruel Ultimatum is really interesting, but it's very hard to cast. I need blue, black, and red, which is kind of what we're playing. So maybe I can speculate on that. Its target opponent would sacrifice a creature, discard 3 cards, lose 5 life. I get to return a creature to your hand, draw 3, and gain 5. Like, that's great. So maybe I'll take that on speculation to see if I can find something to play with that. Patrick Banner, I'm going to take for the exact same reason of Icon of Ancestry. It buffs up my pirates, and I love that. And it works really well with Dead-Eye Plunderers. Heraldic Banner, another great card. I can choose a color, and creatures of that color get +1/+1 or +0. And right now, all of my creatures are red except for Deadeye, but it gets +1/+1 because it's an artifact. Once again, glad to take that. Then I will gladly take the 1 mana pirate. And then I'm not really going to probably play those, so I will put those off to the side for now. So let's see what else we've got here. In pack 2, the opening. Oh, now check this out. One of the best academies. You get to add blue for each artifact I control, and my whole world is caring about artifacts. So I think I want that because I think I want to cast a lot of spells based off having a lot of mana and putting as many artifacts into play as I can. So I think that's exactly what I want to do. Now, oh, I see another pirate ship here. Whenever a creature I control explores, put a 1/1 counter on this vehicle. This pirate ship needs a total power of 2 crew to power it, but I now see broadside bombardiers. Whenever it has menace and haste, and I can sacrifice another creature or artifact, and it deals damage equal to 2 plus the sacrifice mana value to any target. Broadside bombardiers is phenomenal card. I'm absolutely going to take that. It's probably one of the best pirates I can take. And now, kind of looking at the remaining plays here, I see an Abrade, which is phenomenal. It destroys one of my opponent's artifacts or possibly creatures with the 3 damage. And I don't really see any other pirates here. And so I see like a Duress would be good. Also, if I didn't want to take a Braid, Duress would be pretty good. And that's really it. It's really between those two. And I think in this situation, I think I would rather take the Abrade for right now. And let's see. In this case, we've got this skeleton pirate. Each other creature you control that's a skeleton or pirate gets +1/+1. Great, because we're playing pirates. Whenever a creature leaves my graveyard, I get to create a skeleton pirate. That's a 2 attack, 2 defense. Interesting. So why do I care about that? That's interesting, but that's really not what I'm doing. So do I care about that? Let's think about that. Prismatic Vista is great land for me to use. Staff of Domination would be a great card for my pirates. Then whenever Gemcutter or Buccaneer or another pirate enters the battlefield under control, I get to create a tapped treasure token, and treasures you control are equipment that give +2/+0 to a pirate. Oh, that's exactly what I'll do. I'm creating so many treasures down here. So that is exactly the kind of thing I want to be doing on my turn. All right. And then in terms of the remaining cards here, I don't really have too much going on, but I do have this black gate that can choose any other color that I would like. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to choose this black gate and then name a color that I'll need at the time. And then look at this pirate. Whenever you cast your 3rd spell in a turn, put a 1/1 counter on Ripley, then it deals damage equal to its power to any target. So things that I care about playing so many spells. I'm not sure I've had enough spells over here to really justify that. So let me put a pause on that. And then Horizon of Progress, decent land. Then whenever this enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Oh, that's exactly what I want because that is more treasure for me. And let's see. I see a bunch of vampires. Oh, pirate right here. Whenever it attacks, each player reveals the top card library. For each non-land card revealed this way, you create a map token. Oh, okay. I think that's great. And so then that goes really well with all of my artifacts that I want. And let's see. This Skyship Buccaneer came back. Whenever this creature enters, if you attack the turn, draw a card. This Lion's Eye Diamond goes really well with this Tolarian Academy, and so I think that's what I'll end up taking here. The Zurin Orb. I can sacrifice lands once I don't need them, maybe. That goes really well with the Tolarian Academy. And there's really nothing else I'm going to play. And so I can sacrifice creatures and create food, but a 0-mana artifact goes so well with my Tolarian Academy. And then, let's see. The Staff of Domination is a great way to sink a bunch of mana into something. So I think I'll take that off to the side just in case. I'm not really seeing too much crazy stuff, so I'll just take a card. Oh, I see a pirate here. Cannot block. Whenever one or more pirates deal damage to a player, Francisco explores. Oh, that's great. It's a cheap pirate, and I love pirates, as much as pirates as I can get. If I attacked on a turn, at the end of my turn, I get to create a food token. That's great because that's an artifact token. And then I can sacrifice the gem, lose X life again this turn. So I don't really care about the bottom part, but being able to be rewarded for the amount of food just attacking is pretty darn great with me. And then the Skyship Buccaneer came back. It's a pirate. I might play that. And let's see what we get in our 3rd pack. Oh, so I'm seeing multiple. I see a Mox Jet, Mox Ruby. Those are both really good. A Polluted Delta. In this case, really both of them work out for me. I'm just choosing the red because I see more red cards that I have. Edgar Markov is great for the vampires. Oh, Captain Lannery, Dockside Extortionist. So I'm gonna take the Mox Ruby because it's a see it, take it card. But I'm gonna be hopeful that some good cards come back. Now I've got Breaches. Whenever one more pirates control deal damage to your opponents, exile the top card of those libraries. That's really interesting. I see Mox Diamond here. And and which is really good with Tolarian Academy and the other artifacts that I have, but nothing really beats Candelabra for my Academy because it's an artifact that allows me to untap this Academy and play even and use it again and again and again. I think that's exactly what I'd like to do. And then let's see here. Oh, I see a jackdaw, which is wonderful vehicle for us. So whenever it deals combat to your play, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw a card for each artifact I control. That is perfect for what we're trying to do. We are trying to draw and play a lot of cards. So let's see. This greedy freebooter, whenever he dies, you scry and create a treasure token, a one drop uh, option for my pirates right now. I'm kind of looking at my pirates, and I don't think I'm going to be playing, too many spells consistently. So if I took those two out for now, just to see what would happen, maybe put Staff of Domination in, um, what would that all look like? Well, it would look like I need some more cheaper, better creatures, but whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under control, put a 1/1 counter on target pirate you control. Oh, that's right up the alley of what I want, because that's pirates, and that's a lot of things I want. Oh, but also Strike it Rich just creates treasures. But I kind of need some more pirates to play, so let me take that pirate for now. And now, kind of looking at everything we got here, Kitesail Freebooter is a phenomenal um, pirate. Kitesail Freebooter is a 2 mana interactive pirate that's going to be doing a lot for me. So I think I'm going to take that next. And then now, kind of looking at what's available to me. Let's see. I see another pirate. When you cast your second spell each turn, investigate. As long as you control an artifact, gives +1/+0 and haste. So it's a 1 mana 2/2 haste with that's amazing. That goes so well with all of my artifacts that I have. And then I've got Dockside Distortion and Capillary Storm. Whenever she attacks, you create a treasure token, and whenever you sacrifice a treasure, she gets +1/+0. That's great. She cares a lot about dealing and damage, which is exactly what I want my midnight snack. And she creates treasures whenever she attacks, which is great for my artifacts. And I get to create X treasures with X number of artifacts and enchantments your opponents control. It's pretty good in Commander, maybe not as good here. So I'm going to keep my Captain Lannery. Um, and then kind of looking at the rest of these cards here, and I'm thinking that this Breaches is the next best one. It's a nice solid pirate dealing damage to your opponents. Exile the top card of those opponents' libraries, so I can play my opponent's spells. It's a nice pirate. And then now I'm doing pretty well. My land situation is not great, and unfortunately, it's not going to be great based off of what we saw here. So I'm really going to be relying on some of these other cards to lower. So I might need to lower like this sky ship and lower the blue cost. So I'm only really splashing blue in 3 cards. And that way I'm not totally reliant on it. So kind of looking at the rest, whenever this creature enters, if you attack this turn, look at the top 3 cards of your library, you put one of those back on top and the rest of them in my graveyard. So that's a pretty interesting pirate because it gets +3, or is it 2/2 and it has Death Touch. It's between that and Frenzied Rage. I don't really think I need Frenzied Rage on my pirates. I think I'd rather just have a nice pirate to play. And then let's talk about Direfleet Ravager. It's a 5 mana menace Death Touch. Whenever it enters the battlefield, each player loses a third of his or her life rounded up. Wow. That's really interesting. Because the Revel in Riches, for the same cost, whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, I create a treasure token. And at the end, if you control 10 treasures, you win the game. That's really good. And we are creating treasures, but are we creating 10 treasures? I don't think we're quite making 10 treasures. So I think this Lifecraft engine will be actually a little bit better for us. Each creature, all of our pirates are going to get +1/+1. And I really like that. Um, Now, kind of looking at the rest of this, whenever you sacrifice a food, you create treasure. We're going to get food from Midnight Snack. And so this could be a good small combo there. Also, 3 Tree City. equal number of chosen creatures. That's really good because we also have Candelabra already, and we have a Academy that cares a lot about that. So maybe that's a good land that allows us to make a lot of mana really quickly. The other option is this pirate here. Whenever a pirate enters the battlefield under control, each opponent loses one life. I can search for a pirate and put it on the top of my library. Actually, that's kind of exactly what I want. Because I'm going to want broadside bombardiers. I'm going to want my pirates that interact well. Um, so the artifact or the thing that's going to find me, and these are really three great cards. So, and really the fact that I can create a food token might be more important. Keeps my life up. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be more important. And then, man, I got this Malcolm the Eye. So I think it's a good card. I'm going to be happy about that. I can tap down my opponent's creatures. That's a maybe, probably. And we'll just take some fun cards here at the end. Okay, so really, I'm gonna have to cut a lot of cards out of this one, and so I think that some of the things that I would have to cut um, are like, let's see. So this heraldic banner may not be where I need it to be. The Zurin Orb is unnecessary now that I got a Mox. And let's pull these guys over here. And that way I can put my braid right here. And then let's see, I've got plenty of pirates going on here. That's good. I like my pirates. And 14, 15 really. 15 is good. Yeah, just like one more card. So maybe I don't care about the food anymore because I took out the Nuka-Cola. So this would kind of be roughly what the pirate deck would look like. So thanks for watching, guys. This is the example of kind of how I think through when I'm drafting my pirates. And I really appreciate you watching. And I will be excited to show you one more video.